live. Okie dokie, we'll wait for some people to arrive. Happy New Year for anyone who might be watching this once we've finished going live. We've got plenty of questions to get through and some other nice things to talk about as well. First guests arriving. Hello, hello everybody. Just have a wee sip of the coffee. Just give it another few seconds there. Wait for a few more people to arrive. Okie dokie. Just another few more seconds there, and then we will get things kicked off. Alrighty then, let's get things going. So, hello Liquid folk, Happy New Year. As you can see, we've got a slight change of venue on our hands here. Obviously, those of you who, well, it's kind of hard not to be aware of what's going on out there with Omicron and just COVID in general. So, in response to that, like a lot of businesses, those of us who can work from home aren't currently doing so. That's why I am coming to you from my living room rather than from the office like we have done in the past. But yes, so welcome to my living room, and welcome to the first Ask Ollie Live of 2022. We've got a few questions that have been sent through, and I've got some other things on the agenda to get through to talk to you about as well. So without further ado, I will get straight into it. You have to bear with me a little bit here, because it's a bit of a funny setup doing it from here. So I've got questions and things loaded up on my phone, and I've got a few little things written down here just to kind of prompt me on. So again, as I say, it's a new format, working from home at the moment. We're not entirely sure yet when we'll be able to go back into the office as per normal, so for the foreseeable you can get used to seeing me here in the living room rather than in the office. Firstly, I'd just like to talk a little bit about 2021, which, despite the challenges we've all faced as a nation and as a planet, really, it's been a really, really good year for us, and that's all down to you guys, our loyal community. So we can't thank you enough for the year we've had. It has been a pretty exciting year for us here at Liquid. We've had some nice, interesting new launches. We have launched our new Nick Salts range, which has gone down really, really well with you guys. They've been selling really well. We've got some really popular flavours in that range already starting to sort of prove popular amongst you guys, which we're really, really pleased to see. We hope you're enjoying it, and we will continue to develop and expand those ranges accordingly into the new year. We've also had the, earlier in the year, you might remember we launched our new Blackjack flavour and also the Sweet Rainbow campaign, which we actually tied in with Pride 2021, which was awesome. Thank you so much for everybody who got behind that and bought that product during that time. We were able to make a lovely donation to the Stonewall charity off the back of that, which is great. We like to try and support the wider community wherever we can. And that all kind of ties in with our CSR policy, which was also a big thing that we launched in 2021. So for the first time ever, we've decided to bring all of our sort of environmental actions, our community actions, and everything that we've been doing over the years, and we're starting to do more of to sort of reduce our carbon footprint, be more sort of socially conscious, environmentally conscious, all that good stuff. That's all been sort of brought together in our CSR policy and made official, where we're going fully transparent with it, so you guys can see everything we're doing, everything we want to do, and you guys can check that out. You can see the full policy on the website, so please do go and have a look at that if it's something that interests you, and you can see the things we're doing to try and help the community and help the environment. That's going to continue. Oh, look at all these guys popping up here. Reese, thank you. It's a rather fetching cushion. I feel like everybody has this cushion in their house or has had it at some point. It's quite old, but everyone seems to have the large rainbow stripe cushion. um, what else have we got here? Graham, you're very welcome, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed the Christmas giveaway prize there, and congratulations. I'm guessing that you got your hands on that, so well done to you, my friend. Um, Helen Barker, has the short fill forest fruits been discontinued? It seems to have vanished from the website. So as far as I'm aware right now, it has not been discontinued, no. However, as you guys are probably aware, we had been having one or two stocking issues with certain flavours and certain lines towards the back end of last year in particular. Obviously that was at the behest of various delivery delays we were having, certain issues with suppliers, but it's all off the back of Brexit and COVID and those complications which we're really no stranger to hearing about now. But please do bear with us, and it should be back up on the website just as soon as we have the stock of it there. So please do watch this space. If it does get discontinued for any reason, I will make sure to announce that in my next live video, just so we've got no confusion there at all. Let's see, Trevor Smith, what have you said there, bud? The bottles are getting really hard to squeeze with using the recycled plastic. Is this something you've been looking at? So, obviously, yes, Trevor, you're absolutely right. You're not the first person to tell us this. And it's something that we are going to... it's something that we are looking into as a general rule. We've also had a few comments made about the colour changes in the bottles as well, which is, again, as you said, down to the recycled material. And we do know that some people are finding it a little bit difficult to squeeze them at the moment. As I've kind of mentioned in other videos, and as you've correctly said, it is down to the fact we're using a recycled material that is happening. There is some slight variation between batches. We are actually working with our supplier at the moment to try and get a little bit more standardisation, and also to... try and avoid using any batches that sort of are a little bit too firm, or also have that slight tinge of colour that we know that has been causing a little bit of concern among you guys. Of course, I will reiterate again now while I'm talking about it that the liquid inside the bottles is the same good quality that you're used to, that it's always been. Nothing's changed about the actual product inside. It's just the aesthetics of the plastic itself. Let's see who we got here. Matthew Bean Bennett, have you stopped using Hermes Royal Mail pants? I mean, I can't comment on Royal Mail's performance, but we are still using Hermes as far as I'm aware. We've been relying on Royal Mail a little bit more while we've been busier to sort of split orders and things like that, and obviously orders over a certain amount as well go by Royal Mail rather than Hermes. No, as far as I'm aware, we are still using both delivery services. I've not actually been back onto site since we sort of... I broke up for Christmas and came back, so I don't know 100% if that's changed. However, as far as I'm aware, we are still using both delivery services there. Robert Mason, I love the Christmas giveaway. Shame you couldn't have given away your big ginger beard treatment regime requested in the last seminar. Oh, Rob, I'm sorry, but there is a magician never reveals his secrets. You know, when it's this good, like I feel like I should be charging it rather than giving it away. So I mean, maybe if you make a private donation to me, I might be willing to share, like, you know, step one of the treatment program. Although, you know, I know you can grow a decent beard as well there, bud. So, you know, don't put yourself down. I reckon your treatment regime is as good. Kane Beetham, what have we got there? The quality of liquid seems to have dropped off massively. I haven't ordered in quite a while, and while I move to Vamp juices, are you planning on upping the quality of the liquids anytime soon? Well, I'm really sorry to hear you feel that way, Kane. Literally nothing has changed about the way we make or anything to do with our e-liquids has changed for quite a while, other than introducing new ones, of course. So I'm sorry that you feel like the quality's dipped. I would really, really stress that if you've got any kinds of issues like that in terms of the product or anything like that, please do get in touch with the customer services team. I know that sounds like a bit of a hollow corporate line, but we really do look into those things. We take all of the complaints seriously. Everything gets logged. If you can give us some batch information for the products that you feel have dipped below quality as well, then we can look into it in depth. We can analyse the liquids again. We keep samples of everything, and the lab are fully equipped to do all of that in depth. So, you know, if you do experience issues, and that goes for anyone that's watching, like if you do have any issues like that in terms of the quality of the product and you're dissatisfied, then please do let our customer services team know. It all gets logged. I see it from the back end. It all gets logged and it all does get looked into. I myself even get involved and sort of trial some of the samples and things just to make sure that things are as they should be with every single batch. So please, if you have got any issues with us, you know, don't immediately just jump ship. Please let us know what the issue is, and we will work with you to try and find a resolution, because obviously the last thing we want is our customers out there being disappointed with the product, and if there's anything going wrong or anything that we can do to improve, then we always want to do that. So please do give us a second chance, Kane, if you feel like you can, and if not, please do at least log what the initial issue is with the customer services team. Thank you, Kane. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, please try and find out, mate. We'll look into it for you. We'll do everything we can to try and get things back on track so you can be a happy customer again. Lee Giffin, what have we got here? Royal Mail have been shocking, to be honest. Hermes would be great for all deliveries. Still waiting for a delivery from Boxing Day. I can only apologise for the delay on that. Again, we did have some Christmas cut-off dates. If you didn't manage to get the order in before that, it is entirely possible it got caught up in the backlog. Not an excuse, of course. We want to do everything we can to make sure that your orders are getting out to you on time. Please do bear with us on that. Only gives Royal Mail not next day delivery option on checkout. Okie dokie. Well, I will look into that after I've concluded this video. Obviously, I'm not gonna take any time out and do the boring stuff in front of you now, but I will try and find out about that for you, Matthew, and see if I can find out what's going on with Hermes, and if we can, we'll put out a communication about what might be going on there if there is any issue. Otherwise, please do just keep an eye on the Facebook page, and I can always pop a response to your question if I find something out a little bit later on. Okie dokie. That's everything for the questions that I've just popped up now, so let me have a look at some of the ones from the DMs. Can I mix a short fill with a 50/50 e-liquid to create a new flavour? That's kind of an interesting question. Technically, yes, you could. It will muck up your PG-VG ratio quite a bit. So personally, I wouldn't really recommend it. If you're going to blend more than one flavour together from a pre-bottled product, that's absolutely fine. But I would always try and recommend that you use the same or a very similar PG-VG ratio, and again, the same nicotine strength as well, because otherwise you end up with slightly funny strengths, and liquid that's a kind of a strange viscosity, and if you're using a high VG device, it might not be as optimised, and equally if you're using a 50/50 device and then you throw a load of 80/20 juice onto a 50/50, it might become a bit too thick for the device to handle, and it probably won't work as well, and obviously increases your risk of dry burn, blah blah blah, other things relating to, you know, poor performance in your device. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Try and stick to the same PG/VG ratios and nicotine strength, but with that in mind, you absolutely can mix up flavours. I've done it loads in the past, and sometimes you can actually make something nicer than what was there before. Will your hair ever grow again? It's always nice when we get a baldness comment. Technically, it still grows. In fact, annoyingly, since I decided to shave it all off, it actually wants to grow faster than it ever did when I was trying to keep it, which is a bit of a bitter irony, but that's life, isn't it? I don't know if you can see my rather dashing dust line here, but if I did grow out what was left, I'd look like Bill Bailey, which I think we can all agree is not necessarily a strong look, certainly not in my opinion for me. So yeah, no, the hair will never grow again. I won't allow it. The beard will stay. The hair will never come back. I have an Anakin device, but I'm not too happy with it. What device do you recommend? Obviously, without knowing whether your Anakin device is a 50/50 or a high VG, it's kind of hard to know what to recommend. I'm going to take a gamble and think it's possibly a 50/50 one, because I know Anakin does quite a few sort of smaller, lower-powered kits, which are quite popular. Obviously, we've got a nice range of third-party devices on our site for you to check out anyway. By all means, go and have a little browse there, weigh up the stats and the specifics of your device that you're looking to replace that you're not too happy with, and perhaps try and find something similar but that offers you a little bit more of what you're looking for. Equally, which brings me on to something else I wanted to talk about, we are currently doing an offer on Liquid Air, which is now $4.99. Yeah, just had to double check my numbers there. It's $4.99 at the moment. That's part of a range of sort of New Year's offers that we're doing at the moment. Because obviously we know New Year, New You. You guys are, there's probably a lot of people out there who are looking to potentially start vaping, or at least thinking about maybe putting the cigarettes down and finding an alternative. And if you do decide to choose vaping as that alternative, then we would be thrilled to have you. And yeah, the Liquid Air is a great little starter device for that kind of thing. It's obviously a super, super lightweight, super little compact pod device. Unfortunately, I don't have one here at home to show you. Most of my stuff is still at the office, which is a little bit frustrating. But you know, we've got to toe the line. But yes, that's alongside that £4.99 liquid air offer. The air is a pod device, by the way, if I didn't already mention. It comes with some of our sort of most popular flavours preloaded in little disposable pods. The battery itself is not disposable. You can recharge that, keep using it. We also have selected liquids, which are currently 40p in the sales section, which some of you are probably already familiar with. I know there's no guarantee that you guys are necessarily going to find the flavour or strength that is your favourite in there. It is on selected strengths and selected flavours, but you know, you can grab yourself a little bit of a bargain if you go down there and have a little look in the sales section. We've got some stuff in there for 40p. We are also doing 10 bottles for £3 from the same range. Again, it's on selected lines and strengths, so I do apologise if you can't find exactly what you're looking for in there. But we are doing a bit of a bundle deal there that you can get your hands on, and you can get 10 bottles for the price of what would normally be 3, which I think is pretty good. So please do have a look. You might be able to find some things in there that appeal to you. It's always worth a gander, so please do go on the website there and have a look. We are also doing some short fills in the sales section at the moment, and we've got some short fills in there for £2, which is pretty banging for a short fill, considering once you throw a nick shot at it, which you will get free with every order of a short fill with us. You've got 60ml of decent quality high VG juice, which should keep you going a good long while there, and it's only cost you £2, which obviously for us would normally be 20ml, 2 10ml bottles, so that's a pretty tasty deal. And the flavours in there are not to be sniffed at either. We've got strawberry and lime, tangy cherry bubblegum, and cherry and raspberry menthol, which are all pretty popular flavours with us anyway, so please do go and take advantage of that if you're a high VG vapor. We've got some nice deals there for you. Let's just have a few more little questions have popped up now here. Ray Upton, what's the best way to reheat a takeaway pizza? Butter on the tray or oil? I mean, due to a history of bad habits when it comes to eating, I try and be a little bit more calorie conscious these days, so I would probably go down the oil route. Use a nice light in colour, lighter option, sort of a bit of extra virgin or something, just to moisten it a little bit there in the oven. But if you want that rich flavour, then butter is probably going to be a better option. I am no chef. I don't have any Michelin stars. But yeah, I would probably go oil over butter, right? Lee Giffen, can I have a mug now, please? We don't mention the mugs. I promise, on the QT, I will try and do something about mugs in 2022. I will try and get something so I can actually fulfil some of the promises I was allowed to make last year. But please do bear with me on that. It's become like a bit of a dirty little secret, that, the mugs. Ray Upton, feed me a stray cat. I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with that, Ray. If I had a stray cat, you'd be welcome to it, but I suppose if I had a stray cat, it wouldn't be a stray anymore. So that's a bit of a philosophical question, that really, isn't it? Which we will leave away from the Onepoundeliquid live video. Let me go back to the DMs for a few more comments here. Menthol or tobacco flavours? I'm assuming that means my preference. For me, menthol. I've never been much of a tobacco vapor. When I was a smoker a few years ago, before I managed to finally leave them behind in favour of the vapes, I did try tobacco flavours straight away because I was a heavy smoker. I was literally about between 20 and 30 a day. So I tried the tobacco flavour straight away because I thought, this is going to be like for like. And while there wasn't really any issues with the flavour, it just weren't really quite for me. And I quickly found myself turning to the fruit ices. And to be honest with you, menthol was the first segue I took away from tobacco flavours in the very early days. So I do definitely prefer menthols. But when I smoked, I was a menthol smoker anyway, so it's kind of not that surprising. To be honest, one of the tobacco flavours I do actually still like to this day that we do is a menthol tobacco, which I think you can get hold of as a Nick Salt. But yeah, that one I quite enjoyed because again it was menthol. But yeah, if it comes down to me having to pick menthol or tobaccos, I'm always going to go menthol. I'm a frosty boy. Name your top 3 liquid flavours. I feel like someone always asks me this. Like, for me, the list is relatively unchanging. At the top is still sour lime slush. I love that flavour. I had a hand in creating it, and without tooting my own horn, I may have done something good for myself there, because I really enjoy it. I've always really enjoyed it. I love lime and I love icy vapes, and that's got both. Followed very, very closely by the sour blue slush that we do, all in high VG when I choose them, by the way, for those of you who care. And yes, I like the sour blue slush as well, because again, it's fruity, it's icy, and I just love blue raspberry stuff. Like, I like the flavour blue. Like many people, I hope. It just always reminds me of Panda Pop when I was a kid, which is awesome, albeit very sugary. And then I suppose the third spot's kind of a tough one. It is kind of a tough one. To be honest with you, I feel like it's probably going to be one of the new Nick salts. I do vape Nick salts quite a lot. Especially when, you know, we're having one of those slightly harder days and you feel like the 3 milligrams just not quite hitting it, then naturally one jumps straight to 20 on the Nick salts. But yeah, no, I do like a Nick salt, and I really like the blood orange Nick salt that we do at the moment on the liquid side, and also a couple of the fruit. The watermelon ice Nick salt that we do as well is absolutely banging. Like our flavour team smashed that one out the park. So yeah. Shameless product plug. Like, you know, if you want to try one of our Nick salts, start with watermelon ice. It's really, really good if that's the kind of flavour that appeals to you. Katie Bradshaw, please bring back passion fruit. Katie, on the QT, I cannot promise anything. However, the good news is I do know that the guys in the flavour team have been cooking up a few passion fruit flavours, have passed my lips recently in trials, internal trials. I don't know when, I don't know where, but bear with us and you might see a new and improved passion fruit come into the ranges fairly soon. At least definitely this year I feel like we might see one, with the way things are going, but it's not my place to promise anything, or, you know, I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but they have been working on passion fruit flavours and some of them are really, really nice. So, you know, bear with us, watch this space. Obviously, if anything new like that is coming out, I'll be sure to let you guys know either on one of these videos, or if you're a member of the mailing list, you'll get an email announcing it. You know, we'll let you know. But yes, passion fruit could be back on the menu soon enough. Let's have a little look. Anything else we've got here to cover? Okie dokie, so we had a question from Michael Hayward. I mix and match flavours, currently blueberry and Vimy tea. Nice. That's really ironic, actually. Vimto actually brought out a blueberry flavoured squash recently, like a new take on it, so I think you might have beaten to the punch there, Michael. Good work, sir. Have you mixed and match flavours? Well, yeah, again, this is kind of what I touched on earlier. I definitely have mixed and match flavours. Not to keep banging on about the slushes, but like I blend the sour lime and the sour blue together all the time in my tank, and I love that. Like, and I wholeheartedly encourage it. But again, similar or the same PG-VG ratios and the same nicotine strengths as well. Try and stick with that, and it will just be a better result whatever you do mix up. But blueberry and Vimy tea, that's a good combo. Like, anyone else got any interesting combos out there that they want to try? Fire away. Like, hell, if you maybe throw a few suggestions here on the Facebook page under this video, maybe I'll mix them up and I'll vape them for you next time or something like that. You know, nothing more entertaining than watching a guy vape. Richard Steving, oh Christ, he's asked me what's the meaning of life. Oh, well, that's a bit of a deep one. That I'm not sure I'm equipped to answer you. What's the meaning of life? I guess to live happily, to live well, to treat everybody with dignity and respect, like we all deserve. There's the meaning of life. Be a good person. Don't be a bad person. But yes, live well, people. Live well, liquid folk. And that's actually all the questions that we actually had sent in. We've got a few more that have popped up here. Where a strawberry disappeared to? I don't actually know, Katie. I will look into where strawberries disappeared to for you. However, I do have a sneaking suspicion that it may have fallen victim, along with a couple of the other flavours, like I mentioned, at the back end of last year. We had some supply issues, which meant we had a few lines out of stock for a while there. We did do a lot of line replenishment work. The guys in the factory were working absolute overtime to get everything back in stock for you guys as soon as we were able to get hold of the materials we needed to produce them properly again. So please do bear with us. It's entirely possible that over the Christmas period, period, which is always busy for us, that strawberry may have sold out again. Please do bear with us. It should pop back up on the website soon, just as soon as we've got stock of it. But as far as I'm aware, there's no plans to get rid of it yet. So any present disappearances will hopefully be rectified very soon. So just bear with us, Katie. And also, yeah, woo, the passion fruit should be good. Wendy Chilabinski, blending, I can recommend vanilla ice. Vanilla custard and menthol. Vanilla custard and menthol. I mean, vanilla ice is appropriate for a guy as white as me. Vanilla custard and menthol. That is an interesting combination. Like, I will genuinely give that a go. That could actually be quite nice. That almost makes me think of, like, showing me age here, Murray mints. Like that kind of creamy mint. Like that'd be kind of nice. That actually. Oh, I'd give that one a go, Wendy. Good shout. I like it. Okie dokie. Right. Well, I have spoken about and thanked you all about 2021. We've run through all of the questions that have been popping up here. There's quite a few of you guys with us today, which is great to see, as this is the first one back in 2022. These are going to continue every month, as they have been doing since the back end of last year. So anything else that you know, there's anything if you're watching this after it's gone live, which I know a few of you do, we tend to get a few questions underneath the vid once we've posted it after I finish going live. Yeah, please do, by all means, send your questions in and I'll address it in the next video. I try and respond to any comments made on this video directly, even after the fact, if I catch them. So yeah, if you did have a question that didn't get answered this time, then I apologise, but please do remember that I'll be here again next month and every month for the foreseeable, so you'll be able to pick my brains or tease me about my beard or my general hair loss inquiries that I keep getting, or ask me about the bloody meaning of life, which is possibly the deepest question I've ever received on a live video about e-liquids. But, you know, all questions are greatly received and I will always try and do my best to answer them, whether I'm equipped or not. And again, you probably expect to see me doing this from my house for the foreseeable, for the time being. Again, we're just towing the line in terms of COVID there. And with that said, please do all stay safe out there. Do everything you can to keep yourselves, your friends, your family safe and be well. Also, it's been snowing here today. I don't know if that's the same for anyone else out there, but if it is, stay warm because it's pretty cold right now. But we are in the north, so what can you say? One last little comment there that's just popped up from Katie. So you're very welcome, Katie. As I stick to passion fruit, forest fruits and strawberry. Yes. Panics and stuff too. I'm glad we've still got the forest fruits for you. But yeah, please do keep checking back on the website, like you said. Really appreciate you sticking with us for that, and we'll make sure we get everything back up and in stock again just as soon as we can for you. But no, thank you very much. Thank you again for a wonderful 2021, and I hope we can have as successful of a 2022. And like I say, take it easy out there. Stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.